Hello everyone, it's Steve the Nortel guy. This video is a quick overview of the UCx browser management interface, or the graphical user interface for the UCx PBX. And just a quick note for those of you who are not familiar with what a UCx is. A UCx is a phone system made by E-Metrotel which supports the telephone sets that work on the Norstar systems. And also the Nortel PBX systems. So an example might be the Nortel Norstar 7316, 7310s, 7208s. Also the VoIP, or the IP phones like the 3900s and the 1120s, 1140s. So all the handsets that work on a Norstar PBX or a Norstar key system, those will work on the UCX. So I've been talking about that a little bit on my channel now, and I got a couple other videos already that I've done showing you some things about the UCX. So in this one I'm going to show you about the management interface. What I love about this is that it is a browser-based interface, which means unlike the BCM or the Norstars, where you had to have a separate piece of software installed on your computer in order to have a management interface with the phone system. This is just browser based, so any computer that's on the same network with the UCX can access the user interface. Let's see, you got to log in. Let's see. Okay, once you get in, it's got a nicely laid out dashboard. And the hierarchy of the management kind of flows from these top row of tabs up here. So we first get in, we're on system, which gives us our dashboard. Then of course across the top we got fax, PBX, reporting, extras like PC integration, TSAP integration, and then security and support. So under system, now this is not going to be a deep dive. I'm not going to go into a deep dive here. I just want to give you a quick look at the interface. In system, we do things like look at the dashboard. We create users. We do system maintenance type things, backups and restores, manage licensing. And here's a quick look at the dashboard. You've got your utilization at the top here. You can see, your status of your services. And then you can also see the number of telephones that are. Now I have an actually very small system, so I've only got a couple of phones plugged into it, and some of them are even offline right now. Okay. Then if we move over to say for instance fax, this would be the virtual fax server setup area, and so here we would manage our virtual fax numbers, and so that's pretty self-explanatory there. And then PBX, which is different than system, because PBX, this is really about the management of the PBX functionality. So this would be things like creating extensions, creating trunks, managing DIDs, setting up queues, things of that nature. And then we've got, voicemail, call recording. That's pretty cool. And then when we get to this tab, reporting. Now this is nice, and one of the things I think is pretty cool about this is because you'll know that if you're a Norstar user or a Norstar owner, that the reporting is pretty limited. So the fact that you can get some detailed call traffic or agent traffic type reports out of a phone system can be very useful. And then in extras, this is a tab about the integration with third-party applications. So, for instance, digital wallboards, or also maybe tappy type things, like, say, for instance, if you wanted to have an integration with a dialer, or with maybe something like Salesforce. If you could build a tappy integration, because here's the tappy connector right here. So. And then my extension, nothing there because I have it. The user for this has it set up an extension. And then security. Security is going to be like your your IP whitelist, or your who can log in from what IP addresses, that kind of thing. And then support, which is just logging right here. So this would be something that your support people might want to take a look at to see, what your logins got going on. Packet capture, which I guess is, kind of like that. What's that tool? Wireshark, if you're familiar with that. So anyway, if I've said anything incorrect in this video, I apologize to the people at E-Metrotel. I'm still learning this system, and because I'm still learning this system, it gives me the ability to relate it to you, my Nortel user, or my Nortel subscribers, so that you can kind of see the experience I'm going through getting to know this system. The reason I even bother to talk about this system is because if you are on a Norstar system, or if you're on a Nortel PBX and you have a lot of handsets, as you begin to think about upgrading, this should be one of the things that you look at, because it would allow you to just replace the phone system and leverage two things. One, you could leverage the investment in all the handsets that you already have, and that's no small thing, because when you figure each new handset is somewhere between $200 to $600 each, when you start talking about 50 or more handsets, that gets pretty significant number. And secondly is the learning curve, because the behavior of the telephone sets will be pretty much the same as it was before you upgraded. You don't have that learning curve that the users have to go through for call processing or for call handling. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that quick little overview of the E-Metrotel UCx user interface, and I'll leave it at that for now. Thanks for watching.